And a lot of you guys were connected with Miss Rachel Hirsch. She sets up our ladies for new banking, and I didn't see Mr. Craig's face, but his wife, her book is going to be featured at our coffee shop soon. It's a parenting book. Um, and a lot of you guys have been to tours too, so we do hold tours. We have two thrift stores and a coffee shop. Regeneris Thrift, one's in Colonial Heights and one's in Chester, and our coffee shop is newly opened in Petersburg, kind of diagonal from the Petersburg Public Library. And those businesses are all part of a nonprofit that supports 5 recovery homes here in the Tri-Cities. Our newest addition is that coffee shop that solely supports Hannah's Home, which is a home for pregnant women and children up to the age of 5. 95% of what we do is self-funded. So we do rely heavily on community action, community support. It is faith-based residential recovery homes that these homes support. So super vital that we have that available. Hannah's Home opened about a year ago in March. We're going to have our anniversary of the ribbon cutting, which will also line up with our first annual banquet. That is great news because we've actually been in business for about 17 years. So this banquet's going to be a big deal for us. We'd love to see you guys take up some seats there. We have our coffee shop. So our coffee shop has been a great community hub. It not only is a great cause, coffee with a cause, but you have a meeting space there that is has seating. That first hour is free, and around that meeting space, you'll actually see pictures of the football team because our founder, pastor, CEO, he is the chaplain of that football team. So lots of community engagement. I mean, you name it, we've got our hands in on it. Whether it is Thanksgiving drives, Easter baskets, turkey baskets, toys for tots, we have anything charitable that you can think of, we've got a part in. We also have that after hours space rental available for the coffee shop if anybody's interested. Also a huge service to the community because I mean how affordable it is. It's only $100 an hour. It's got 100 people capacity. So we see Bible studies, worship groups. We see birthday parties and brewing babies. So that's just a nice service that we like to provide. We have our Blessed Blandford project. Some of you guys may have seen that highlighted on Channel 6 with Wayne Coble. About 2018, Regeneris has purchased, I want to say, a little over 15 homes, and they were pretty much near disrepair. We have our coffee shop and our thrift stores. So our the students who are in our program, our residential recovery, they actually work in these places, and that kind of helps the reintegration back into society and helps us stay self-funded. The gentlemen and ladies, right, who are not great fits for those businesses, we actually put those guys to work at our flipping of the homes. And we make those guys, our founder is a carpenter by trade, so he kind of oversees that. And we make affordable housing. So our coffee shop, if you guys have been there, that was completely redone by our workforce. They do a phenomenal job. But we actually just had one of those houses hit the market. So all of the sales to those houses, they go right back into the work we do and kind of overspills into the community. So that is a great thing to be a part of. We also do street ministry. So on the second and fourth Saturday of every month, we meet at the back of the coffee shop, and this is fully volunteer-led. We bag up about 200 groceries, and we drive out to 5 hotels in Petersburg. Those are the same families that we bless for Toys for Tots, Easter basket drives. We'll feed the families and offer prayer for them. So that's a great time. And our motto really is restoring faith, family, and future. So, I mean, I have not seen a company or business, or especially a nonprofit, reach to their motto the way that this place does. So I'm honored to be a part of it. I'm honored to be able to speak and share with such community-minded people. Pastor Gary, do you have anything to say?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, if does anybody have any questions? I know a lot of people have probably seen us around, And I think for most people, they kind of maybe hear or know of one dimension of what we do. Like Tamara has articulated very well, is we are very multifaceted. So we work with food insecurities, people with food insecurities, 7 days a week through the Virginia Food Bank. We go to the uh, Wawas, to the Food Lions, to Sam's Club. We pick up, we gather, bring it into our food pantry, and then 7 days a week it gets distributed out to the communities. On Saturdays, like you said, we give out groceries to the people, folks living in the hotels. Many of those families have been there for years. These are not like, hey, come get a night in a motel. We've worked with one family in particular, 7 people living in one motel room, 5 children, 2 adults, for a couple years,
At least.
And so, like she said, at Christmas time, we partner with Toys for Tots, and a lot of other nonprofits use us, and we do collaboration with other, even church groups, and even Fort Lee and things like that, because we have been around for 18 years, and we are deep into the community. And then one of the major ways that we are is that generally we have about 40 people that kind of live in community. They're either connected students in our program, which is a 9 month to a year intensive program. It's not outpatients. They're not wandering around. They're court ordered, and they wake up at 5:30, and their day ends at 8, 9 o'clock. It's very regimented, and then a lot of people think, well, that's how you do all this with this free labor. No, we have 25 employees, and then we have and we've grown that, and so it's like I said, I'm pretty proud that we don't get grants. We don't work off of grants. All of the income that houses, employees, pays for the vans to pick up the food, and the people to go out and disseminate all of the goodwill is through social entrepreneurialism, through our businesses, through the thrift stores, through the things like Hannah's Home, the coffee shop. So it's 100%. All those proceeds go to those endeavors. So as you look at that sheet, you know what? Another cool thing, I was just thinking about this. All of this, like I said, the most beautiful thing about it is aren't these like isn't this like top notch? You know who did that? People that were coming out of jail.
Wow,
who were
beautiful.
addicted. This was just created by
Yeah.
by one of our young men. So they're getting skills and things like that. Yeah, all of this stuff. So you turn to the properties here in Blandford. Um, so yeah, we were one of the first ones in the Blandford neighborhood. Due to my real estate investment in carpentry, remodeling, I was approached, it was probably about 5 years ago, by a real estate wholesaler, and he had a package of rental properties that were totally dilapidated, and we bought them all. I think it was 14, 15 homes, and then 8 vacant lots, and we began remodeling them, getting the windows, doors, roofs, all of that up. And now the neighborhood, other investors are in there now. So that was part of Wayne Koval's story, that we have a rising tide right now in Petersburg. Things are looking up, and so Yeah, anything you could imagine as far as whether it's children, whether it's adults, whether it's babies, mothers in the community. We just had, like Tamara said, I had 100 football players. It grew. I was going to do a barbecue for the football team and all the coaches, and then the coach was like, "Well, I can't really leave out the junior varsity. Can you feed them too?" So yeah, come on, we'll throw some more picnic shoulders and stuff. And you know what? And I think sometimes we take it for granted. Some of those young people, they don't even get to go to Old Town. Like when they came into our coffee shop, and if you haven't been in there, you probably have to go to maybe up towards DC, I believe. I'm biased, but to find one that's as kind of beautiful and classy, and it's not small by any means. And so Market Street, yeah, yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah. So this is like something you might walk into in DC or somewhere. And so for them, even just coming and having their barbecue dinner, it was after after the place closed, we threw a big barbecue dinner for them in there, and a lot of them were like, "Ooh, wow! Like we never come down here." They stay south of Wythe Street and Washington Street, and many of them don't venture out past their neighborhood. They get on the bus, they go to school, they go back into their neighborhood, back to within their 2-block radius, and so it's great. I love it. I love exposing young people to, and a lot of our folks in recovery. It's heartbreaking. We had, I remember having she was probably about 45 years old, a lady, and we took all the girls to all the women. I call them girls. They're all girls. some of them are older than I am, but they're our girls. And we took them to the beach, and she grew up in Dinwiddie. Never put her foot in the sand. Never been to the ocean because her life was full of trauma from childhood, and her world was very small, and and then that led to drinking or drugs to cover the pain, and then that led to jail, and then that led to a life that was very, 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 very small and very traumatized. And so I get choked up, but it's beautiful to give them these experiences and to have them do that. So like I said, we have, on any given day, we have 25 to 40 people that are working in the community, giving back, and they love it. But, because they used to be the kid that never got to go to a restaurant. They used to be a girl or a man that was living in the hotel. Can I tell you one more story? Betty. So we were doing hotel outreach. I think this was maybe before Tamara came on board. She's our outreach coordinator. But we were up at the Flagship Motel, and one of my program dropouts who didn't complete the program was living there in the motel. But he was their semi-maintenance man, and he saw me there, and he said, "Pastor, you need to meet Betty. You need to help Betty." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Who's Betty?" Well, Betty's a 79-year-old woman living in the Flagship Motel whose daughter stole her Social Security check for that month, spent it on drugs, and she's about to be put into the street. he was, rightfully so worried about her, put her in contact with us. And, anyways, again, due to my background in housing and real estate, different things like that, we were able to put Betty. She's our oldest girl now. Not in the program, but she has stable housing in our graduate and in our staff housing, and she just is part of our group now. She goes with us when we do things, and she gets to go to all the gatherings and parties and different things like that. So that's what Regeneris is all about.
Got saved at our church. I remember
Yeah.
that. I was a little bit
Yeah.
connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good stuff happening. Yes.
I can appreciate your story about Betty because it tells me how you're helping people who are not officially part of the program.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading through your materials and I see to officially join the program, there's a $1,000 entrance fee, which I understand sometimes people need to have skin
That
in the game.
money never stops anybody from coming in.
Okay.
So-
90% of the people truly
They're indigent. We have that
they don't
because
pay
they're,
it, right? And
for
they-
one thing, we need to let people know there's a cost. And for real, if a lot of these people had a $500 bail, they would find it. They would have a cousin, a mama, somebody would bail them out.
But
You
it's
know?
not a reason they get kicked out
but,
or would be
yeah,
ineligible
yeah.
for the program.
No, we take them in, and
Yeah.
then once they reach 60 to 90 days, they can work off. We pay, that fee.